I feel like Gecko Moria has the most obvious chance to become into this off-meta category.
However, I think Gecko Moria is going to be really bad. I might actually just leave him here in D tier. I don't think Gecko Moria is going to be good.
I think Moria is like decent tool leader as well. I just feel like there's not enough merit to playing Moria instead of Hancock.
And that's just my opinion. Don't slander me. I think he's too shy to be too aggressive. We have better aggressive decks in the format. And I think he's too weird to be fucking a slower deck. And he's not even like mid-rangey enough.
Back to kicking my shit again on the move like a Michelin. Time to get it in, and I'm getting tired of opinions. It's not a matter of if or when. On the brink of oblivion, I've been living in, and I'm dealing with a bad hand. But I win, I won't let you fuck up my zen. My pen is my closest of friends. We been locked in, and I'm not the type to open up to a stranger. 911 like we in danger. Where we at with it? Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up.
I'll cut to the chase. I've identified 5 key problems with the current list. Number 1, we miss turn 1 plays too much. Number 2, turn 2 is too linear. Number 3, we need a better turn 8 play. Number 4, Moria lacks a solid game plan in aggro matchups. And number 5, the deck just doesn't kill fast enough. Now, the problem was that there wasn't enough space. No matter how you shift around the cards, there is a minimum amount of body-developing triggers you want in the deck. I'll save you all the testing and just tell you that the sweet spot is around 32 to 36. If we run 32 triggers, that leaves us at 18 cards, which just isn't enough slots after adding in things like Lilith and Sindri for us to put in a substantial package. How do we run all 32 of our triggers while still fitting another package into the deck? If you laughed at me talking about packages, you should kiss that subscribe button. And then kill your... I was asking myself this question when I started to notice a trend. Every single non-standard inclusion that I liked in the deck was a Land of Wano card. Wano-type cards are the perfect answer to all of our problems. Both Ryumas are Thriller Bark and Wano-type characters and can be played at 8 max, or realistically 6. Along with this, another way we save space is by replacing some of our Thriller Bark triggers with Kikunojo, a card that is already good enough to be played in the main list. From there, it's actually relatively simple to figure out which cards we want in which places. I'll run through them one by one and explain exactly what they do for the deck and what problems they solve. Let's start with the first of 2 cards included that are extremely non-standard to the list, ST28 Yamato. At first, this card looks kind of terrible for Moria. 0 power, top 5 Wano-only searcher with a Dawn 2 effect in a deck that ostensibly hates attaching Dawn in the early turns of the game. In reality, this card is the linchpin that makes the entire package function reliably. Normally, swinging with this Yamato means sacrificing your turn 3 or 4 play and then losing the Yamato next turn to one of your opponent's chumps. This is generally not good. However, into Imu, the value proposition is much different. When facing Imu, Moria cannot win a late game battle. You will be out-resourced, out-blocked, and out-swamped. So far, this has meant a losing matchup for Moria going first, but here, that changes. Moria's play pattern going first used to be Lilith on 1 into a body on 3, and on 5 you either play a 4 cost and attach or hold up the last Dawn, or play a 3 cost and pop one of your bodies, attaching 2 Dawn to Lilith for an extra swing. The problem is we're going down a body when we don't really want to. We'd much rather go as wide as possible, and this is where Yamato shines. Now we no longer have to pop a character to swing our searcher, making Moria's turn 5 one of his regularly most uncomfortable turns straightforward and allowing you to extract a proper amount of value from your resources. This is extremely useful. Moria is often 1 to 2 swings away from killing Imu in a given match, and being able to get an extra swing in without losing a body can be the entirety of the difference. Even when it isn't though, there's another card that can combo with this Yamato, or more notably OP10 Ryuma, to make a massive difference. I have been championing OP10 Ryuma as a 2-of for a while, and after getting so many games in with it, I noticed a problem. Normally, we want to play Ryuma on 4 to swing on 6 with Dawn attached. This usually means we're playing out 6-cost Moria, Perona, or Hogback. In all 3 of these cases, we want to end up using Perona's freeze to prevent the opponent from cracking back easily on 7. This usually means we are going to pop a character. The problem arises from the tension between Ryuma's effect and being at 7k power. If we attach 1 Dawn now, we're swinging for 8, which is inefficient. But if we attach 2, we are overcommitting resources on the hope that our 9k swing goes through, leaving us open for heavy punishment should they counter. This means that our 2 realistic options are to swing for 8 and force out 2 2ks, or swing for 7 and lose out on the whole point of playing the card. The other situation where Moria wants just a bit more efficiency is when you're going to use leader effect and you have the choice between swinging 5 or making the feels bad play of putting 2 Dawn on that character to push for 7 and then immediately blowing their shit smooth off. Enter ST28 Momonosuke. Momonosuke is a 7k for 6 with 2 effects. On your turn, if your life is at 2 or less, your leader gains plus 1000. This plus a leader effect gets us to the 7k breakpoint on lead, freeing up a Dawn and generating card advantage. This effect is already good, but it's the bonus, not the bomb. Once per turn, you may return 2 attached Dawn to your cost area rested. This character gains Rush. This fixes our Ryuma issue by allowing us to play him either on 6 or off a life gain trigger and immediately present devastating pressure in the form of a 9k double attack swing that we then follow up with a 7k rusher and possibly a 7k swing from leader. This one card is our better turn 8, fixes our Dawn problem, buffs our leader, and gives us an extra swing we really wanted into late game matchups. Now, before I hype it up too much, it is a brick and it has no trigger, which seems bad until you realize that 8 out of 10 times when you pull this off life, it's more valuable than a 9-cost boa. This card is really good. And if you're going to take any one thing away from this video, let it be that you should play it. I have one more tech inclusion to talk about. In a perfect world, Moria would like to have a stopgap of sorts, a blocker, a life gain trigger, something that makes it harder for the opponent to turn the tables while you extend your resource advantage. In the main deck lists, the best option we have for this is Sindri, a blocker that is played as a 2-of in most lists and has the minor high roll potential of 8-cost Moria triggering it out and saving you 1 hit. It's not a good card, and it's only really played because of the Thriller Bark trigger. So, what if we were to swap this mediocre blocker out for something with so much value, getting to play it off a Moria trigger can win you a game on the spot? This is Kozuki Hiyori, a 4-cost blocker from OP13 and the last of our tech cards. This card is amazing. Hiyori has the on-KO effect of trash 1 card, gain 1 life. Initially, swapping a 1-cost for a 4-cost seems extremely stupid. Yes, however, as I previously mentioned, 8-cost Moria triggers when playing this card go from possibly surviving to immediately forcing the opponent to rethink their turn. Hiyori can be played out by 6-cost Moria. It can be searched off Yamato in extremely aggro-heavy matchups, and it can, in the rare case, be played from hand to seal an advantage game state. It's an excellent card that provides value in both aggro matchups and matchups where you're following the more traditional curve and game plan. The strongest and least obvious part of playing Hiyori is that it generates immense pressure on your opponent. When you take away the possibility of lethal from your opponent, you leave them with the choice of swinging into your board, consisting of on-KO effects and usually 1 to 2 Kikunojo, meaning they will get even further from killing you, or swinging at your face and hoping you take and can't play over your characters or develop a board that goes for game. For most decks, while not initially obvious, this situation is checkmate for Moria. The opponent has no way to advance the game state, and you will simply continue looping out Kikunojos and draining their resources every turn until they either cannot hold anymore or get bored and rip their board at you. And in the rare case where your opponent decks out, you get to watch them realize they lose, bit by bit. The overall game plan is pretty much the same as more vanilla lists, with improved options. Play aggressive early, focus on developing bodies and keeping them on board, get your opponent to 3 life or lower, and then assemble a board required to checkmate your opponent. Whether that be multiple Kikunojos and a substantial life lead, a 5-wide board with a finisher in hand, or a board with multiple layers of healing and counter, which, while harder to find in this deck, can be properly sculpted into with enough experience and ability. And is made even more possible by the presence of a second set of searchers, allowing you to see almost all of your deck should the game run long enough. When every piece is put together, Wano Moria becomes a much more aggressive deck, killing anywhere from 1 to 2 turns faster with this list depending on the situation, while also managing to have what I would almost describe as a mini-emu game plan in your back pocket for the right situations. My personal favorite aspect of this list is the amount of bluffing and trickery it affords you simply by leaving different amounts of Dawn open. Once you get it down, you can almost mind control your opponent into playing into your lines simply through the threat of having something else. It's extremely fun. If you do end up giving this list a try, please let me know how it performs. I'm excited to continue improving on it going forward, so every idea is appreciated. And remember, when I say Moria BDIF, I mean it.